Hello, this video is about the carbon cycle. You may be wondering what the carbon cycle is and why it's important. Well, it's important to understand because every living thing, everything that was once living, and the air we breathe contains carbon in one form or another. So it's important to understand how carbon affects the world we live in, how it is stored, and how it's transferred. Not to mention, you have to learn this at school, and it will come up in your exams. So here we go. There are 5 ways in which carbon is stored. So each picture represents one of these. So this is an animal, which represents all animals. Here we have plants. Here we have the air and the ocean. Here we have fossil fuels. This is a picture of coal. And here we have dead organisms. It's a picture of a tree stump with fungus on it and mold. So carbon is stored in each of these 5. In the animal cells, in the plant cells, in the air as carbon dioxide, in the water, dissolved in the water. Fossil fuels are made from carbon mostly, and also dead organisms contain lots of carbon. These 5 things also transfer carbon between them in a few different ways. You already know these processes from your science lessons at school, and we're going to apply these now to the carbon cycle. So the first thing, and this is going to look obvious when I say this, the first thing is that plants get eaten by the animals, and the carbon in the plant cells will be taken in by the animal that eats it. So the first process is feeding, and that's one way to transfer carbon in the cycle. Another way, while we're on the plants, another way that plants transfer carbon, or specifically carbon dioxide, to the air is called respiration. And it's not just plants that do respiration, animals respire as well. Plants also take in carbon dioxide from the air in a process called photosynthesis. So plants are respiring and they're also doing photosynthesis. Animals are respiring, breathing out carbon dioxide into the air. The microorganisms that feed off of dead organisms also respire, and they also give off carbon dioxide into the air. So this is also respiration. So it's starting to look a bit like a cycle now, but there's more to go. So these plants and these animals, eventually they all have to die. So this is death, and death is one of the key processes in the carbon cycle. Now once they've died, they become dead organisms. The microorganisms will feed off of them and let off carbon dioxide into the air. But eventually all of these dead organisms, whether they used to be plants or animals, will eventually, given lots of time, lots of pressure and lots of high temperature, will become fossil fuels. So here I'm going to write lots of time, heat and pressure. They will all become fossil fuels, and this takes millions and millions of years, of course. And what do we do with fossil fuels? Well, we tend to burn them. and that lets off lots of carbon dioxide into the air. So that's combustion, which is burning. Now that's the carbon cycle. That's all. These are all processes that you will have heard of or will have studied at school already, and it's just a case of fitting them all together with these 5 stores of carbon to create the carbon cycle. Now, in an ideal world, the carbon cycle is perfectly balanced. However, we are unbalancing it by our actions, and by we I mean humans in general. So the first thing we're doing is we're burning loads of fossil fuels in the form of coal, petrol, whatever, in our factories, in our cars. We're burning loads of this stuff from aeroplanes as well. So when we burn this, we're now letting off all that carbon dioxide, and it's all entering the air. The second thing that we do is we're cutting down loads of trees. It's deforestation, and trees are one of the main ways that carbon dioxide is extracted from the air by photosynthesis. In fact, if you look at the diagram, it's the only way that carbon dioxide is extracted from the air. So by cutting down all of these trees and by burning lots and lots of fossil fuels, we are contributing to global warming, and that's causing us lots of problems. So that's the carbon cycle. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel.